This podcast is created as part of Podcast Lab by India Film Project in association with Anchor by Spotify. Hey everyone, once again I would like to welcome you all in the data science professional interaction series. Last two or three episodes we have interacted with different geeks from AMEX, EY, and even HDFC Bank. In this episode, we'll be going to interact with one of data science professional. Her name is Shubhasree Sarkar, and she is working as a decision scientist with Fractal. So we'll try to get an idea about her initial journey and what position she is right now, and what are the job responsibilities will be going ahead in the upcoming time. So, without wasting any time, let's start. Welcome, Shubhasree. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, hi Akash. Hi
Yeah.
everyone.
Welcome.
Yeah.
So, so start करते हैं. I think let's start with your initial journey कि आपकी graduation और वो कैसी रही है. Like graduation level में आपका ये journey कैसा रहा? Okay.
Okay.
And how's your first and second and third year? And what are your thoughts during the initial period? और फिर आपने कैसे अपने आप को mobilize किया? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sure. So, firstly, considering my academic background, it has been a roller coaster ride for me because I
Okay.
had a certain shift considering my graduation and post graduation, like BSc and MSc in applied geology. And
Okay.
I did it from Calcutta. And then again, I was trying for different competitive exam, and while appearing for them, I tried to get a hands-on experience, like appearing for CAT, MAT, and so on. So through that, I got into in the field of MBA, which is a professional course we all know. So over there,
Right.
I had a specialization in finance and marketing, and for the 2 years of learning and being with certain people from different backgrounds, I got an idea of how the corporate world actually works, and attending several seminars and so on. So after that, I got into HDFC mutual funds, and over there I was working with different sorts of data, not only regarding sales but also about the fund performance and handling certain clients. And we had to analyze certain structures, risk and returns and everything. So that while doing certain works over there, I got this idea of why data analysis is the core of everything. Why data is the core of everything actually.
Right.
So while dealing with several sources of data, uh, although we had to work on Excel over there, and not certain other different programming languages are being used, because it was a sales related department, so we had to
Right. Right.
use all the Excel files and work on that. And while dealing with that, I understood why data is important, and why it is important for everyone to get an idea what data actually shows. Analyzing it, how it actually helps and benefits the clients as well as the big companies to approach certain problems, so that we can handle certain obstacles and everything as such, moving forward in the future. So during that course in time, I got an idea. I had few people, few of my friends were into this field, though they were in the initial stages, but they asked me to have a glimpse of how data science works. Attending certain seminars, all those being hosted by several institutes. So it was back in 2016 or 17, I guess. Sorry, after 2017 or 18, I guess. So I searched over YouTube and here and there. Then I got a understanding of, as I was based out of Kolkata, So I was searching for certain institutes over here because I can't like leave my job and get into this sort of certifications or courses. So I was
Right.
looking for certain institutes where they will like give us tutorials, and we have to go through them in the weekends also. So I got into such a institute, like Ivy Professional School, and it was back in 2018 or 19, I believe. And I started off with their initial courses, like the foundational courses, and gradually I understood my interest, which has grown from being a professional in the finance and marketing domain to that of the data science domain.
Right.
So I understood why I had a knack of, I mean, though consider if someone sees my my academic background, they will be confused considering that I'm very whimsical or
Right.
skeptical about my future or something. But it's like we don't know actually where or how our interest grows, right? I mean, if
Right.
we
Right.
consider, like, if I have opted for science, but gradually I shifted from science to commerce. And then although I had my interest, I mean, in physics or maths or certain things, but I was skeptical of whether I should take up engineering or not. But
Right.
that's how my interest grew, and as a person also I got to understand what are the different aspects and how the things actually work in real world. And while
Right.
dealing with certain things, like certain real life experiences, I got into this field. It was in 2020. I left my job with HDFC, and I felt that I should permanently shift to this, booming field, which is the
Right.
future or oil of the everything in the coming
Every
years.
business, right?
Yeah.
Almost.
So that's how I shifted in this particular zone, and I believe that if I can, anyone can. I mean, anyone can
Right.
try in this new field and be in this area if they have the keen interest to learn. Obviously,
Right.
it's not like everyone is doing and you have to do. It's not like that, but you should actually try to figure out whether you have your interest over here. I mean, you can attend
Right.
certain free seminars or certain things which are being organized by several institutes or so, and they
Right.
also provide you a bit of brief idea about how things are. So through that you can have a glimpse of everything, and also YouTube helps. I think it's the
Right.
open book, so you
Almost.
can
Right.
have yeah, yeah. So even
Right.
googling, I mean, you can search anything over Google, so you have the access to everything, which is free and in abundance.
Right. Right.
So people should make use of it. So after that, I joined Fractal on 6th September, and right now I'm currently here. It's almost 3 months or so,
Right.
and over the, I mean, course of 3 months, I have really enjoyed learning so much from different people over here who are working over here, and also people who have been, were from different industries and and they have come together to join this particular organization. So we got to learn so
Right.
much from each other. So, and through interactions it helps you to grow. So so far so good.
Right. Right. I think, by discussing with you, I'll be getting a very broad and important perspective. Like, once we get graduated, so during graduation, we really seek for some kind of positivity or understand that where our interest lies, right?
Yeah,
And it may be possible or may not be possible that we land towards where we are really interested in because we hadn't got the chance to explore in a wider
yeah,
range, right? So
yeah,
as
yeah,
we have said that the background of your means graduation and post graduation is completely different. But after working with the HDFC Bank, you will find out that in every business, data will be playing a key role, right?
yes, yes, yes,
Even if your project is very good, but it's not making any great business for a company, they are going to shut that project If the
Yeah.
project is very bad, but data shows that it's growing in a very significant way, then company will be going to adopt it in any way, because
Yeah.
somehow business depends on the kind of financials it can generate, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, these kind of understanding can only be grasped once you started talking to the data,
Yeah.
and that you can figure out once you have I think gone through different segments, or maybe as you have said, like you have given examples of attending some seminars, right? So
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
seminars actually help to understand like what happening in this field, means
Yeah.
what I'm thinking, whether it's true or it's just what we can say, mind game or something I just be creating by myself, right? So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get some clarity over it. And then as you have said that you have gone into IB professional school after you just don't want to take a risk right at that moment, but after going ahead with certain steps, you have find out that now I can leave that job and look it at as a full-fledged devoted toward data science
Yeah.
professional field,
Yes.
right? That makes sense. And I also tell with whom freshers or even interviewee I often interact with, that whatever you are trying to learn, it's available to you, whether you want to go on with the paid version of it or a free version of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Things are there. It's
Yeah.
almost available, but you need to find out that how you have to proceed with it. And once you have figured out, and then I think it's be much more easier, just start building connections with it. Okay, connections towards the field where you want to go,
Yeah.
and interact with them and understand that whether what I'm learning making sense with my direction or not. Subhasree, what we are doing right now within our community, which platform we have created one special section which is course. Okay. And
Yeah.
in that section, like if you want to learn data cleaning or Python programming, or you can say data pre-processing, so you can choose a topic based on what you really want to study, and then we are giving three options. So, what is your best way to learn? Like whether you love reading through blogs and understanding different things, or whether you love reading through YouTube videos, or whether you will be looking for audio version only, podcast version only. So
Okay.
you can
Okay.
choose your interest, okay, based on these three different paths through which you can study. And then we have created a simple 10 and 15 topic uh, course, okay, with references attached to it. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so it means we are just trying to find out all the free stuff available out there and organized in such a way so that you can utilize that capability. So I think this is
Yeah.
the whole structure that we are trying to build right now. And I think the confusion that happens during your journey, right?
Yeah.
It it not be going to be completely eliminated, but even it get reduced by 25%, it make a lot of sense, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So so this
I
is
mean,
what I think.
providing all the options in a categorical way or grouping them in
Right.
a different way, it will be beneficial for the, the viewers, whoever trying to, get an idea of what
Right.
actually, I mean, how to start their journey or how to initialize the
Obviously.
process.
Right. Because what happens, you have given a assume that you have given a exam, okay, in data science, or given an interview,
Yeah.
and they ask you certain question, and you'll be preparing based on that. But I think it's not going to be same for your next interview, right? The question may
Yeah.
change,
Yeah.
but
For
the
sure.
cohort will not going to change, right? The
Yeah.
I think the overall idea of the program is not going to change, and this is what we are trying to build so that you'll be well prepared for it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely. Yeah.
great. So yeah, this is some I think initial discussions, and it's make a lot of sense. Okay, and your journey tells about some people who are from not non-engineering background, but still capable enough to get into data science with the understanding of basics of data, and they know that they can do stuff because they have understand it in their job journey, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I have
Right.
seen right now, like I have also enrolled myself into Great Learning PGP program.
Okay.
I have seen like people over several areas, like from different domains, maybe because they want to get a better hike, and just because data science is a booming domain currently, though it is
Right.
already at a like experience stage in US and other parts of the world, but in India it is currently booming. So
Right.
because it is a buzzword, so people are trying to fit in. I mean, no matter whether they like data or not, but they are trying to
Right.
fit in because others are doing. And that's
Hmm.
why I mean, I would not recommend someone because just others are having an interest, you should not
Right.
be jumping
Right.
in. Yeah, so you should
Yeah.
find your areas. Yeah, right.
Obviously, right. And you have to understand that whether what you are going ahead with makes sense for you or not, right? Because
Yeah,
once you start working with like any particular field, okay, there are five different capabilities that it need. Okay, like how your conceptual knowledge is, how your logical
yeah,
understanding is, how
yeah,
you can read, write, and what is your understanding over the whole concept, right?
yeah,
So during your course of educational journey, you can figure out that yeah, I'm not good at math. Okay, like
yeah,
I'm good at certain level of solving, but once it gets to a complicated level, I'm not able to do that. So these are some fields that where you have to judge yourself that my
yes,
logical is capable enough to go ahead with this or not, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
during the
absolutely.
initial learning you can figure out, and once you think that yeah, these things make a lot of sense to me and I can go ahead, then yeah, you can just jump into it, because these are some parameters which company often use to select their I think
That new
interviewers, right?
interviews. Yeah,
New,
yeah,
yeah, new professionals, right?
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so yeah, I think this is a basic and broad journey that we have covered up. Okay, let's talk about your first job, which is HDFC, right?
yeah. HDFC mutual
Hmm.
funds. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the criteria of landing into this? Okay, how was your you were there for how long there uh, in
I have been
HDFC?
there for 24 months or so. I mean, 24 to 26 months or so.
So almost 2 years, right? We can
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, so during, so let's talk about the initial joining phase, so that
yeah.
what
Okay.
happens before that, how things have grown up for you, okay, and what kind of roles and responsibility you'll be handling in the initial 6 months, and later in the last 6 months, how your role has grown up, okay, what kind of capability you have developed.
Okay. So
Yeah,
starting off, I joined that organization as MT, management trainee,
okay,
and we had to like learn. I mean, basically in our department there are two sections, which are basically like sales department and that of the client service. Okay. So I was deployed in the sales and distribution department, and we were not like someone who is financial advisors or so. But even though we were being called using those terms, but basically we had to understand what a client. I mean, a client can be anyone, like a retail person, even the
right,
HNY, the corporates, and trustee, and so and so. So
right,
there can be certain companies whose portfolio we will be handling. So there are certain risks associated with different set of clients. Even like I was in the initial or the starting stage of my joining, I had to handle the banking channel. So all the banking clients and everyone I had to handle and understand how their risk associated with their age as well as how much
Portfolio and all,
whatever
right?
portfolio, yeah, how the amount they have in their bank account and everything. So I had to
Right.
deal with that sort of people. And there are
Okay.
both HNIs and retail people who are associated, because a bank handle all types of people, right? So
Right.
starting with
Right.
the corporates until the lower section. So we had to like figure out what are their situation is, and accordingly we had to suggest different sort of funds that will be that will match their portfolio, that will match their income structure or so. So that was
Right.
basically what we had to handle, and along with that we also had to like understand not only the sales part but also how the client service works, like what are the rules and regulations we have to follow, and how to, I mean, if there are certain requirement that comes up in terms of like certain uh, client is having certain problem, and how to deal with them and so on. So each and every, I mean, uh, like in a company, how each and every rules and regulations are associated along with the with the employees and also with the clients. So we had to learn everything.
Right.
During the first period it was like learning everything and trying to figure out in which area or zone you are more comfortable with, and gradually we had to also understand what actually, I mean, how to handle portfolios, how to understand what the fund's performance is. There are various financial ratios and financial stuffs we had to understand. uh,
Right.
and gradually, I mean, right now stocks, mutual funds are the basic, in order to build wealth we need to invest. So these are the basic
Right.
things that people need to be aware of in the current stage. And considering me from a eastern zone, like from Kolkata and all the neighboring states, people are very much skeptical about like
Right.
investing. Yeah, they are very
Right.
skeptical about
So,
investing because they are much more have much more they feel much more reliable, or they trust banks, FDs, post office, and so and so. So it
right.
was a different sort of challenge over here to convince people, make them understand, because they have that in their mind that mutual fund is risky or stocks are risky. So
Right. Right.
that type of challenge we had, and we used to provide certain seminars and webinars even to make them
To let them
understand that,
understand.
yeah,
Right.
how things actually are, how stock markets actually work. And it's not that no one can't, I mean, everyone can try investing, because investing is important for
Right.
any age, and
Hmm.
if you start early
Right.
it's better. So that's
Right.
how things had
Obviously.
been. Yeah. So that's how things had been. And also we had to analyze certain, all the financial ratios and stuffs we had to understand. And accordingly, we had to provide those who have a better understanding of these things. We could, make them understand why this fund has a better placement as compared to the peers, and why people should invest in that. And so
Right.
analysis as well as business development were the core areas that we I had to focus on.
Right. Right. So I think what you have told, make a lot of sense, and even the kind of segment, especially those segment of people who are not very reliable towards stock market and mutual funds, right?
Yeah.
So I think इसके बारे में मैं थोड़ा सा हिंदी में
हाँ हाँ.
communicate करता हूँ, right? Like
Okay, sure.
इंडिया का हमारा सिनेरियो क्या है? मीन्स एक तरह से बोल सकते हैं, those who are, I think, not made them educated enough towards these different growing verticals, right? तो
Yeah.
सीन क्या है कि लोग ज्यादा फोकस करते हैं टू अर्न अ मनी, सेव, उसको सेव करते हैं, आई थिंक मोस्टली बैंकिंग सेक्टर्स में, लाइक एफडी और सेविंग बैंक
Term
अकाउंट्स, ओके,
deposit and so and so. Yeah.
राइट, हाँ, और ये अर्निंग मोस्टली लोग यूज करते हैं ड्यूरिंग देयर वेडिंग्स एंड एक तरह से जो आई थिंक आपका ईयरली एक्सपेंसेस होते हैं, लाइक दिवाली, होली, एंड
Hmm.
अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट लाइक मैरिजेस में, राइट?
Yeah.
सो ये एक सेक्टर है विच नीड्स टू लर्न दैट वंस यू अर्न मनी, ओके, सो आपको अगर 6% का इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा है, ओके, मोस्टली
Hmm.
अगर
Hmm.
पॉसिबली बैंक के थ्रू, तो
Hmm.
6% से इन्फ्लेशन उसी रेट से भी इंक्रीज हो रहा है, राइट?
Hmm.
सो
Yeah.
आपका वो ग्रोथ उसी लेवल पे है, लाइक अगर
Hmm.
आपकी आपका आपने लाइक 2 लाख रुपीज सेव करके रखे हैं, एंड आफ्टर 1 ईयर इट बिकेम्स 2 लाख, मे बी 12,000, राइट?
Hmm.
सो द काइंड ऑफ इन्फ्लेशन हैज हैपेंड, जो इन्फ्लेशन हुआ है उसके
Hmm.
अकॉर्डिंग आई थिंक वो चीजें एडजस्ट हो गई, तो उसकी कोर वैल्यू अभी भी 2 लाख ही है,
हाँ.
राइट? तो
Yeah.
ये चीजें लोगों को समझनी पड़ेगी, मे बी ये पॉडकास्ट एक अच्छी चीज है जहाँ पे आप डिफरेंट पॉडकास्ट के थ्रू समझ सकते हो, बस लिसन करके। तो
हाँ.
दूसरी चीज क्या है कि स्टॉक कुछ ऐसे हैं जो कि आई थिंक ओवर वैल्यूड है, ओके, और
Hmm.
वहां पे आप अगर पैसा डालते हो तो चांसेस है कि इन्वेस्टर्स फाइंड द राइट टाइम और वो पैसा निकालना स्टार्ट करें और आपका 10,000 मे बी 8,000 हो जाए, 7,000 हो जाए, राइट?
हाँ.
बट म्यूचुअल फंड्स आर हैंडल्ड बाय some fund managers who have learned this business in a proper way.
Yes.
म्यूचुअल फंड वही लोग मैनेज करते हैं जिनको अपने एक प्रोजेक्ट का अच्छा नॉलेज, अपने मार्केट का अच्छा नॉलेज हो, एंड दे कैन हैंडल योर फंड्स इन सच अ वे दैट इट्स माइट नॉट बी द ग्रेट ग्रोथ, बट द ग्रोथ विल बी मोर देन बैंक। बैंक से आपको अच्छा मिल जाएगा, ओके, और आपकी सेविंग्स एक प्रॉपर वे में मूव अप करती रहेगी,
हाँ.
राइट? सो ये कुछ
Exactly.
चीजें हैं जो लोग नहीं समझ पाते हैं, ओके, एंड आई थिंक इसके लिए बेस्ट ऑप्शन यही है कि लाइक द जनरेशन वेयर वी आर राइट नाउ, राइट, बिकॉज वी आर
Yes.
द फ्यूचर वेयर विल बी गोइंग टू मेक सच काइंड ऑफ डिसीजंस, तो ऐसे लोग अवेयर हो सच काइंड ऑफ सिनेरियोज एंड अंडरस्टैंड हाउ थिंग्स विल वर्क आउट, ओके।
Yes.
सो आई थिंक हम लोगों ने डेटा साइंस के बारे में स्टार्ट किया, बट हमने बहुत सारी चीजें कवर की
हाँ.
ऑलमोस्ट, ओके, फॉर डिफरेंट सेगमेंट, ओके, चलेगा। अब हम बात करते हैं आई थिंक द फाइनल सेगमेंट कि आपका करंट लाइक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का, यू नो, आई थिंक दो चीजें आई थिंक अभी भी मैं डिस्कस करना चाहता हूँ। वन इज दैट मी एज अ प्रोफेशनल, आई हैव फील्ड मोर देन 12 or 13 interviews,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
and different freshers like from different colleges, when they start to get into different fields, okay, it's possible that they'll get certain failures, यानी
Yeah.
लास्ट इंटरव्यू में मैंने आई थिंक इनवाइट किया था गेस्ट सम्राट, ओके, he have frankly said that he have given 209 interviews and got selected, got shortlisted in I think 10 or 12, and got an offer letter from one.
Okay.
तो ये चीजें होती हैं। सो आई थिंक आपका क्या, आई थिंक अब तक का एक्सपीरियंस रहा, लाइक व्हाट काइंड ऑफ फेलियर्स यू हैव रिसीव्ड ओके, एंड हाउ योर करंट जॉब प्रोफाइल एंड ग्रोथ looks like?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So basically, failure is the pillar of success. So failures तो
almost
सबके
right,
लाइफ में आएगा, एंड फेलियर आना भी चाहिए। आई मीन उससे तो आपको सीखने
right,
को बहुत कुछ
obviously,
मिलेगा। या
हाँ,
सो starting में, I mean, while I was giving interviews, like even though I was in this firm, and but I had uploaded my resumes over Naukri and LinkedIn and several other places. तो कॉल तो आता था, लेकिन
right,
एक्चुअली मोस्ट ऑफ देम वर फ्रॉम द सेक्टर आई वाज वर्किंग विथ, सो इसीलिए
okay,
थोड़ा दिक्कत होता था स्टार्टिंग में, ऑब्वियसली, बिकॉज आई हैड
okay,
टू
so
शिफ्ट।
they wanna to have you onboarded as per the previous job, something like that,
या ऐसा
okay,
ऐसा था, तो आई हैड टू चेंज, तो इसीलिए आई टुक अप दोस कोर्सेस एंड ग्रेजुअली,
right,
लाइक ऐसे तो चुटकी में नहीं मिल जाएगा ना जॉब, क्योंकि आप ऑलरेडी डिफेंस
right,
सेक्टर के साथ एसोसिएटेड
uh,
हो और आपका
हाँ, right,
एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है दूसरे जगह पे। तो आई हैड
Right.
टू लाइक कहाँ से एक्सपीरियंस कहाँ से लाए, तो आई लुक्ड अप ओवर इंटरनेट एंड गॉट आइडिया ऑफ द कैगल प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड ऑल द प्रोजेक्ट्स दैट आर अवेलेबल ऑनलाइन. सो
Right.
आई डिड अ फ्यू. तो धीरे धीरे उसकी हिसाब से, आई मीन ऑल्सो वी हैड टू यूज डिफरेंट कीवर्ड्स, ताकि आपका जो वो लोग जैसे सर्च करते फिल्टर आउट करते, तो नौकरी पे या कहीं पे, तो वो कीवर्ड्स के हिसाब से आ जाता है ना आपके उसके पास. तो उसी के
Right.
हिसाब से आई यूज सर्टेन टर्म्स, ताकि उसको पता चले कि अच्छा ये बंदा या बंदी
Yeah.
इसी फील्ड से है, तो देखते हैं इसको कॉल करके क्या होता है. तो धीरे धीरे
Right.
आई ट्राइड सर्टेन थिंग्स. तो ऐसे ऐसे मेरे को मुझे फ्रैक्टल का ईमेल आ गया था. और दूसरे भी
Okay.
बहुत सारे कंपनीज थे, लाइक आई हैड अपियर्ड फॉर नियल्सन, which is a market research company. फिर I also
Hmm.
appeared for TCS, but I got rejected because they were asking for 3 years experience, which I did not have. So
Right.
yeah, so certain obviously और starting में शायद एक दो companies में I had my interviews, and also whatever the questions they were throwing, I was not being able to answer them properly because of the lack of experience in this field. So
Right.
धीरे धीरे पता चला मुझे कि कैसे खुद को प्रिपेयर करना है. I mean and during this process also I tried looking up people over internet, like सबका मतलब होता है ना, like बहुत लोग देते हैं कि ऐसे ऐसे प्रिपेयर करने से
Hmm.
ऐसा ये होता है, तो यूट्यूब में सर्च किए, ऐसे गूगल किए कि कैसा
Right.
कैसा होता है. और ऊपर से आई ट्राई टू कनेक्ट सर्टेन पीपल ओवर लिंक्डइन, अगर कोई सीनियर मिल जाए कहीं से कुछ ना ऐसे करके, कि सो दैट आई कैन हैव अ
Right.
एक्सपीरियंस बिकॉज दे हैव अ डाइवर्स बैकग्राउंड. So few people
Right.
I met, so gradually I understood how to prepare myself. So whenever I mean the moment I received the email from Fractal, like I have to opt for two I guess exams. So first
Okay.
one had been SQL related, like programming based,
Right.
and the second one was aptitude based. So
Right.
first time जब मैं दी थी exam, so I could not qualify. Obviously, I had no
Right.
idea कि कैसे होता है क्या नहीं.
Okay.
तो धीरे धीरे I tried to brush up the skills and tried to have a better understanding of SQL, how things actually are. Even मतलब मुझे ना पहले से एक डर था कंप्यूटर साइंस में, क्योंकि बचपन
Right.
में एक ऐसे टीचर थी जो ऐसे पढ़ाती थी और उसको कुछ पूछने से वो बहुत कुछ भी बोलती थी, तो इसीलिए मेरा एक फियर रह गया
Okay.
था ओवर
Okay.
कंप्यूटर साइंस. तो हम सोचे थे कि अभी
Okay.
इंजीनियर नहीं लेंगे, इंजीनियरिंग नहीं पढ़ेंगे,
Okay.
कि कैसे होगा, कैसे हैंडल किया जाएगा, आई मीन आई डोंट नो. तो इसी डर के वजह से आई डिड नॉट take up engineering. So unfortunately or fortunately, I am right here. I'm being
Right.
with certain, I mean, a huge amount of people who are from the engineering background, and
Right.
I'm learning everything. So तो हाँ, तो फ्रैक्टल का जो था, तो
Hmm.
I opted for the SQL, and उसमें अच्छे से I scored. And
Hmm.
also with the aptitude, वो भी धीरे से हो गया because I understood, or I mean I searched certain things over YouTube, like aptitude में easily with time के हिसाब से कैसे क्या solve किया जाता है, और
Right.
like
Research
further,
around cracking
yeah
such
yeah
things.
yeah yeah like
Right.
time management is very important while you are opting for
Obviously.
aptitudes. Yeah,
Sure. Right.
so that is one thing, and you have to practice hard, like each and every topic you have to like take up your time and practice them thoroughly, so that whatever question comes, like you can opt for it. So that's how
Right.
I got through factor. I mean and one thing I would like to say, that even though I had these changes, like considering my academics, मुझे उतना rejection face नहीं करना पड़ा, क्योंकि
Right.
ज़्यादा करने के पहले ही मुझे मिल गया था जॉब. लेकिन बहुत लोगों का
Right.
होता है, बहुत ही लोगों का होता है कि इतना सारा अच्छे अच्छे कंपनी से
Right.
रिजेक्शंस, और एक रिजेक्शन मतलब 6 महीने तक आप बैठ नहीं पाओगे वहाँ पे, ऐसा ऐसा क्राइटेरियाज भी रहता है.
Right. हाँ. Right.
तो दैट
Right.
इज वेरी मच डिसहर्टनिंग. सो
Right.
वैसा था. या
चलेगा. So I think everything that we have discussed about rejection have certain एक तरह से बोल सकते हैं It's rejection means not, you cannot say that I am not able to perform, okay, or I'm not good for that profile. There are five or six different criteria, you know.
Yeah.
एक तो कंपनी जिस प्रोफाइल के लिए लुक कर रही है, ठीक है, वो
Hmm.
चीजें
Hmm.
इस प्रोफाइल में उनको नहीं दिख रही है, राइट?
Hmm.
Like if company is hiring something, they look that he must have worked on 2 years in these kind of technology. You might not have worked on it. Okay, so
Yeah.
you are not a, I think you are, they might not hire you, but it doesn't mean that you don't deserve such job. Okay, there
Yeah.
are different companies and you have to just figure out that which is my perfect match,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
this is, I think, so deal with rejection in such a way that if you are lack into some skills, build it, okay, by
Hmm.
finding whether a paid or unpaid courses available. And if it's just because the skills doesn't match, the requirement doesn't match, okay, just go ahead and go on for the next interview. I think this is the
Yes.
best way we can make such decisions, right? That what kind of rejections might be possible, it might be because of we are lacking some concept that company really need for that profile, and we are not good, so we can work there. And second, if we are not a right match, we also get rejected, and in that case we can't do anything. We just need to move ahead with some other options. So apart from it, I think Subhasree is part of our data talk community, right? So she have find out that she want to get into data science and understand or opt for different sessions that we are doing. Okay, so recently with collecting all the different informations and finding out that it's not possible for everyone to be weekly available, okay, on a
Yeah.
regular time. They have their own life and there are different kind of personal things that may come up, okay. So we have created the platform in such a way that make a lot of sense for you as a community member or for you as a data science professional to grow, okay. So do check out the datatalk.org platform, and I think you'll get some great insights, or even you can connect with us. So this is what I think we really need to discuss. And thanks, Shubhasree. Thanks for joining me. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon.